his earthly abode, habitation inside of us. And then, kind of the third point on these verses here is that it says we do not belong to ourselves, but we were bought with a high price. When we go out and anytime we spend a nice penny on something, we want to get our money's worth. This means we expect that item to serve the purpose that we purchased it for, and then secondly, we expect it to last. Christ paid the ultimate price for us, for you and I, when he shed his blood on the cross for our sins. His death and his resurrection saved us from sin, and it saved us from death. No one could pay or afford to pay the price that Christ paid for us. Thus, if there's anyone deserving of our minds, deserving of our bodies and our souls, is Jesus Christ. How we care for our bodies can play a major role in our longevity on this earth. We can better our longevity and prolong our time on this earth by taking better care of our temples. This gives us more time to honor God, as mentioned in 1 Corinthians 6:20. For God bought you with a high price, so you must honor God with your bodies. Taking care of our bodies is one way that we honor God. And when we take care of our bodies, then there's a propensity that our time span on this earth will be increased. It also allows for us more time to serve and to work for Christ. Caring for our bodies requires mindfulness. This means we must be mindful and thoughtful and intentional about what we put in our bodies. The Spirit of God is very intelligent, and if the Spirit of God lives in us, then we must trust and know that he is going to tell us, he is going to lead us and direct us on what we should and shouldn't put in our bodies and how we should best care for our bodies. Of course, my struggle and probably many of our struggles is listening to the Spirit. My birthday was just a few weeks ago, and normally my mom and or sometimes my sister will make me a cake. Yes, sometimes I get 2 cakes from them each year. And I did something this year that I've never done before. I told them both, don't make me an entire cake this year, because I know me. I don't like to waste food. And I'm gonna try my best. My wife is not a cake eater, so I'm gonna try my best to eat the entire cake. So I just asked them, I said, hey, if you want to give me some cake, get me, for my birthday, get me a slice or 2 of cake and let it be that. I'm not going to try to hurt myself or overindulge and be greedy and trying to eat an entire cake. So I'm personally committing to being more obedient to the voice of God as it relates to my temple. May we all be more conscious and more intentional about how we care for our physical bodies, how we care for our minds. And I pray that you have received something from this Bible study that came from 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20. And now at this time, I do want to pivot over to our guest speaker and presenter, Dr. Donald Barringer. And I want to, before I turn it over to him, to just briefly introduce him to everyone. And then I'm going to turn it over into his hands to go ahead and take things away and just to do what he does best. So Dr. Barringer is an independent sales director and consultant for the Pampered Chef. For those who don't know, the Pampered Chef is a 43-year-old Berkshire Hathaway company. And Donald has been in the Pampered Chef business and since 2003. Within the last few years, he has devoted more of his time as a consultant to PC, and as a result, he's risen through the leadership ranks. He's one of PC's home office trainers, where he's responsible for training all consultants and leaders within the organization. Now, what's interesting as well about Dr. Barringer is that this is a part-time job. I mean, he is a man of many hats. He has coined himself as being pre-retired entrepreneur. So he's a nonprofit founder and CEO. He owns a photo booth company. He's a travel advisor. He's a car wash owner and education and leadership consultant. So academically, He has a Bachelor of Arts degree in elementary education, a Master of Arts degree in educational technology from my alma mater, North Carolina Central University, and a Doctor of Education in Organizational Leadership from Gardner-Webb University. So this man of God is multifaceted and has a variety of experience, brings a lot to the table. And so with no further delay, Dr. Barringer, I'm going to turn it over into your hands. You're on mute there. Okay.
There we go.
There you
All
go.
right. So
Yep.
one, if you can stop sharing your screen, that would be really great.
Yep.
Or if you like, you can actually go back to the table recipe. And I just want to let people know that one, where to find the actual recipe for tonight.
Yep.
It will actually be up for about 60 minutes after this event. But if you go down to live events, we as a Pampered Chef company do a live cooking demonstration every Tuesday. So you can register for that and you can see even more people around the kitchen. But when you click on the event for today, you will see that bit.ly for the recipe that will give you the shrimp and grits recipe. Quick question, I like to engage. So those people in the comments, if you like shrimp and grits, go ahead and tell me which restaurant you like it from. Which restaurant do you like your shrimp and grits from? And so you can also call out. So you can unmute, even if you have noise in the background. We're interactive and engaging. And so for those of you that are familiar with Pampered Chef, if you are familiar with Pampered Chef, give me on the scale of a 1 to 10 how familiar you are. 1 to 10. And while you're doing that, I do want to let you know that the people, there are ways for you to receive prizes. So we are recording, right? So therefore, we're keeping track of what you say, and I'm going to get a transcript of who participates and engages. Because I've been on Zoom calls, but I like to call these cook-alongs. So I do want to thank you all so very much for having me. Everlasting Life Christian Church is not just about the word, it's also about serving the community. And I appreciate that so much. Being a person who also has a ministry, which you probably did not know, Souls to Souls Ministry was inspired by Michael Jordan, the biopic, and believe it or not, Kanye West with his Sunday service choir. Regardless of how you feel, you know, God can speak through a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. So nevertheless,
let me ask
tonight,
you, Dr. Barringer.
We're going to do a recipe that I love. I love shrimp and grits. But the one thing I like about this, and while we're doing this demo right now, Flying Biscuit is great. I used to love to go there in Raleigh when I worked in the governor's office. It was great.
Dr. Barringer.
Biscuit, yes.
Real quick, where do I click here? I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully everybody can see it. Where do I click here to
you'll just copy that link that says bit.ly PC recipe shrimp and grits. Scroll down just a little. It's in the middle.
I am missing it.
It's above the Zoom link.
Where am I at?
So just read along and you'll see where it says recipe.
Okay. I see it right here. All right.
There you go.
Okay.
That was a little test point.
All right. I failed that one.
So I don't know if in your church we have people that read, and so I need for you all to pick a number between 1 and 6. Pick a number between 1 and 6. And once you pick that, you're going to actually also pull up this recipe because I need some participation. All right. So now we know how to find the recipe. We have the link to get into the table. When you join, you can optionally provide me your phone number. I'm not going to spam you, but I will communicate with you back, and you'll have opportunity to receive another cookbook from me. I've already given away some tonight. Look at those 3s. Look at the 8 I saw. So you'll be able to access this recipe. But we're going to go ahead and get started. During tonight, I am going to share with you all if there is a product that I mentioned that you have in your kitchen. As you know, our catalog, if you looked at it, has over 400 items. That's right, over 400 items. And you know, I went off camera for just a second. The catalog that you have access to is inside of the table. So you can look through all the different products, but when you click on the recipe, you'll actually see the main products that we're featuring tonight. I won't mention them all. 99.9999% of every product that I have in my kitchen is Pampered Chef. I've been with P6 since 2003. So a lot of it I earned, some of it I bought for free or got it for 50% off or more. So we're going to use a couple of products and I'll give you a couple of tips as we go along. If there's a product that I say again, you're going to tell me if you love it, if you love the product, or if you want it, okay? And if you're going to type in the comments, you got to tell me what it is that you love, all right? You'll be able to access this recording as well, so that's really great. You can comment a little later. So other prizes that you can receive from me is the e-cookbook, which I said, and I have a first list. So there's a person who joined the table first. Y'all know who that was? Just take a wild guess.
Carrie Wilson.
It was Pastor. That's right, it was. So there's a gift coming for you for being the first to join the table. And then the first guest to join the table from our ambassador group is actually Sterling. So congratulations to Sterling as well.
Woo-hoo.
So our ambassadors may have invited you to the event and you're like, who is this church and who is this person? But we're all connected to good people. So for this recipe, can someone tell me what's the first thing that I do in preparation, please?
My wife said, wash your hands.
That is very true. Yes, I have done that. I was washing dishes while you were talking because I did a live demo last night too.
Okay. So maybe the second thing.
On the list, it says 1, slice the
sausage.
There we go.
Slice the sausage, peppers, and white portion of the green onions with the quick slicer.
All right. So the quick slicer is this tool right here, which comes with levels and it comes with a guard. That guard is important because it keeps you from getting yourself hurt. So
we can't see it.
What do you mean? You can't see it?
No, I just see the recipe.
So
yeah.
If you like, Stephen, you can either click on my picture and put pin, and you'll be able to see me fully.
Yeah, let me do that.
You're gonna pin me to the top.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
So
we all have different levels of Zoom capabilities. I've been teaching on Zoom at Central since 2000. I won't even tell you what year. So this is our quick slice, and I like it because one is on sale this month for 25% off, but it has different levels. And so I personally love onion rings. And with this, our 3 slice, which is what I'm going to use for tonight, is a tool that you can actually use to slice large slices. Now, because I want to show you good food safety, I'm actually going to put my holder back on there, use this piece right here to lock down the sausage. And these are supposed to be even. Let me do that. I'm also left-handed. And so most of our tools, good people, you can actually use left-handed or right-handed. So I'm just going to go down once, and I'm going to go down again. So this is giving me slices. And now I can actually just press down. And those pieces are done. And you can see I still have a little bit of sausage left there. I'm going to put this over here. And you see those pieces are there. So I slice some sausage. What's the next thing that I slice? The green onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that sausage into one of my prep bowls. Sometimes I use a lot of different products, you all. And so these are our small prep bowls, which I love. They come in 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cup sizes. This little cutting mat that I have is one of our kids' baking kit items. I'm going to do the green onions, freshly bought from the store. Little kitchen tip for you good people. If you didn't know, can someone tell me usually what's on the outside of the grocery store? what is on the outside of the grocery store aisles? What's on the outside of the grocery store aisles?
Vegetables and meats.
Vegetables and meats. And so those are the things that are usually fresh, came from the farm or came from somebody's ranch, right? And so when you shop on the outside of the aisles, you talk about eating healthy this year. When you shop on the outside of the aisle, the people, you're able to get the freshest things. And if you want to go even a step further, you're able to, there we go. You're able to then make sure that what you're putting inside of your body is nice and healthy. Now, I will tell you, I've done a home demonstration back in the near the Groves. Let's see, for those of you that are from Durham, I used to live in the Grove Park area, well, Grove Park neighborhood. And I was doing a cooking show, and I was talking to some people as they came in, and I sliced my pinky. Yep. So I have a forever Pampered Chef memory. We call that Tales from the Creek. But what I love about it is that we have demonstrators liability insurance. So even if I was to mess up something right now, I got $1 million coverage that's going to cover all of my expenses, which is really good. And I pay $4 a month for that, which is great. Versus my business insurance, that's $76 a month. All right, so I cut the onions. What else do I do? Oh, number two is heat. Yep, I did the so I did the green onions, and I also peppers too.
Peppers, yeah.
All right, so there used to be an old adage that we used to say, you have a 3 and a 4 bottom bell pepper. So can someone tell me which one is the male and which one is the female?
I guess you say the green is the male.
You say which one?
I'm gonna say the green is the male.
Okay, because it has the 4 at the bottom.
I don't know about color, but
well, believe it or not, is actually not true. So the real food science people, they were like, y'all stop spreading that rumor. So it's not, but it's a nice little way that we can engage with you. So I'm now using a Santoku knife, and people pronounce it differently, but that's the way I pronounce it. And it's okay because it's my kitchen. And so this right here is our, oh my gosh, I had the name in my brain, but we call it a tool, and it's not the bell pepper thing. But what it does is it quickly like takes out your bell pepper, and you can take out the seeds if you like as well. And for those people that love things hot and spicy, and you're cutting up a jalapeno, if you put seeds in it, the seeds are the hottest part. So even though bell peppers are, they're not really hot or warm, they actually do have a little bit of kick to them, but we try to take the seeds out. I'm going to save that for later. So this tool right here, does anyone know what this one is called? Or what it looks like?
Looks like a mandolin.
Yep, it is a mandolin. And so what I love about this mandolin is that, one, it's safe. So we literally have the mandolin here. We have a food holder here. And on the back, we can determine how thick the slice will be, or we can julienne pieces. Now, for those of you, do you like your vegetables cut thick, or do you like them thin or diced?
Diced.
Diced?
I like mine thin.
You like yours thin? All right. Now, what about French fries? Are you a steak fries from, oh my gosh, Red Robin, which I miss, Red Robin, or are you a steak fry, or are you like a McDonald's shoestring?
Red Robin.
Red Robins.
Red Robin. So with this, we also have what we call a French fry kit. One of the items here, you'll see literally is just cutting these right here. And you may be able to see how thin or how thick those are. That is, since this is my house, that was our number 8 setting. So these go based off of millimeters. Pampered Chef does have worldwide companies. So therefore, some of our things are metric, and some of them are, what do we call it for math people? Standard. Now, if you wanted to have some nice little slices of that, I've actually just turned this to the slice tool. Use my food holder. Imagine doing, so that took those pieces right there, and it made it to that big. That was on slice number 8. This was on slice number 4. And this is on slice number 8, 8, 4, and then I did the whole slice. So I cut that one up, and let's go ahead and do this one. So whenever you all use vegetables, how many of you dip them in something?
I do.
Yep.
I dip mine in something. Yep.
So this is the Loop Scoop. So sometimes I'll remember the name of the product as we go along. It came back to my memory. Scoop and Loop. There we go. So got the clean there. Now, if you wanted to, you literally could bake inside of these bell peppers. So here's a quick recipe for you. You can take our Tex-Mex seasoning mix or our Southwest seasoning mix, mix up with some ground beef or ground turkey, put some vegetables inside of their onions, just like I just cut. And literally, you can put 4 of these inside of the air fryer that we have, which has a door and not a drawer. And it will cook out. You can eat the whole thing. Nice vegetable season. The meat juice will get into the bell pepper, and it can be colorful too. So a little trick there for you. Now, the next tool that I'm actually going to use as well, the next tool that I was going to use, there we go, is our quick slice. Put that there. Put that there. So the quick slice is another one that I love. And the reason why I do like it is because it makes life really simple for you. So literally, you just put the item down on the quick slice right there. You line up the holes, and you're able to quickly make the size that you want. If you want to do a double, then the only thing you do, you just put it back down on the other side in the opposite direction. And so now you have diced it. So it makes it into cuts like that. So one thing that we prefer with Pampered Chef is that many people will say, oh, you got that gadget. Well, gadgets usually have one use, right? With Pampered Chef, we like to call them tools because our products have more than one use, which is what increases our value. So how many products do you have in your kitchen that you've had since 2003? All of them? Or you've had to replace some?
I replaced
I don't have any
them.
from 2003 now. I don't got any that old.
So the oldest product that I have in my kitchen that was Pampered Chef is my original stone. And for some of you, do you have any of our stoneware? Because I know we have some PC folks on here. Anybody have any stoneware? All right. So nope. Oh, did I hear somebody say yes?
Oh, no, sir. I do not. I do.
All right. So Pampered Chef actually started with a stone, and that stone was from Doris Christopher, who is also left-handed. Lefties in the house. What she did was she was a home ec teacher, and she decided that she wanted to do something for people that stayed at home, but also give them more time. And so in the kitchen, but less time doing prep work and all these things that just make it difficult to do cooking. And so she created the Pampered Chef to help people to save and savor meal times. So the multi-cooker, actually, I'm going to move into the multi-cooker. I've now cut the onions. How much oil should I put inside of here?
It looks like sausage brown. Let me find
So
oil.
this pot, what it's getting ready to do right now, this is actually, it holds 4 quarts. Anybody know how much 4 quarts equals? A gallon. It holds a gallon of food, which you can actually use. So I'm going to measure It's 2 tablespoons, correct?
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon. Thank you so much. So from my measurement with our measure all cups, we actually have tablespoon measurements as well. And for liquids, 1 tablespoon is actually equal to 3 teaspoons, which is really great. And it's also equal to 2 tablespoons equal to 1 ounce. So I'm able to use my measure. Instead of using the actual tablespoon, I can actually use the bowl that I already used, which helps me to clean less dishes. So what this multi-cooker is doing, it actually takes 8 different tools from your kitchen and puts it into one, even though we have 16 settings. If you have an Instant Pot, raise your hand. Oh, okay. A few of you have Instant Pots. Some of you have rice cookers. Some of you maybe even have an oven. But just yesterday, me and my team, we actually made a cheesecake on the bake feature. We also made 6 hard-boiled eggs with our egg feature. And I cooked a beef dish that was a bowl. I've never made my own marinade, but I did last night for the first time, just following our easy recipes. And so most of our recipes come with maybe 5 to 8 steps so that it makes it easy for you to follow, especially for those people that say that they are not really cooks, but people really are cooks. So that's heating up. I'm going to test the sizzle. Okay, so you might not can hear it, and I don't want to pop myself because it's actually doing the preheating right now, and I have it set on sear fast or high. So usually, if you've ever had a recipe and they said sweat the vegetables, our low feature does it nice and slow. Y'all hear it?
Yes.
So for those of you that like coleslaw, I really like the Rapid Prep mandolins container because literally you can make everything inside of there, mix it up. Or if you're doing a vegetable medley, you can do what you need, put it on a tray, and then voila, it's done. So I'm just going to show you really quick those vegetables inside of there. And I'm going to cook them. So this month as well, Pampered Chef knows that a lot of people want to do mealtime, but they need some tools to help them. So we have accessories that are 25% off this month. One including this lid, which can be used for our slow cooker feature, as well as sterilization. Sterilization actually puts the lid down. And it's phenomenal. It also has a little hole for your thermometer too. So this is a product that I've had since 2003. It's my thermometer. It fits right inside of the top there for you as well. I don't necessarily need it right now, but I could put it in my chef's coat. That would be nice. And let me do something else too, because I don't really like to wash this too much. Let me get my apron. What questions do you have thus far, good people?
Questions from anyone?
Smells good too. Okay. So how many of you buy frozen or fresh meat? Frozen or fresh meat?
I do.
Yep.
Which one do you buy mostly?
Fresh.
Mostly fresh.
Fresh, got mostly fresh.
Okay. So today, as you see, I'm actually getting ready to safely clean my knife off using one of our tools. We call this the denture, the Pampered Chef denture, because, you know, if you know someone that has dentures, this is what the teeth mold looks like. So today, whenever I was shopping, if you are friends with me on Facebook, you can friend me. You will see that I was in the grocery store and I had to get peeled, deveined, and what was the other? Peeled, deveined, and the tail removed. So they had a bag of shrimp that was pre-cooked for $7.99 a pound. But then I went to the fresh meat section, and we still have Kroger up here. I know Kroger has left you all in North Carolina, but we have it. And I saw they had peeled, deveined, fresh shrimp for $6.99 a pound. So you know which one I chose?
Fresh.
$6.99.
because I saved the lunch, $6.99, and it's fresher, farm raised as well. So therefore, it's a little bit healthier. Because if you didn't know, those products that are frozen or they're fresh and then frozen, they come with preservatives that are put on to preserve them. And so I have this pound of shrimp for $6.99. Does anyone want to guess how much I spent on my groceries today for this recipe?
$20.
Okay. How much would you pay for shrimp and
$30.
grits at the Weather Vane, which is no longer in Chapel Hill, but that's where I was first introduced to shrimp and grits.
$18.
I would say about 40.
Back in the day, it was $20. And so that was one serving. This right here, Pastor, you need to get out my timeline. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
It was $20. That's how much I spent in the grocery store. So for 3 to 5 people, I can actually do this recipe. That's phenomenal. So this right here is our smooth edge can opener, which is restyled and it can be used right-handed or left-handed. What I love about this, and I usually always do this demo, I'm gonna do it for y'all too, just because some people don't think it's real. So if you're grossed out by blood, you may not want to look. But I tell you that right here, you can't usually do that with the regular can opener. And you usually can't do that with the can opener either. So the smooth edge can opener, what it does is it goes back to the processing facility and then it removes the gum seal so that you're able to not cut yourself with it. And so I have a customer who bought one for herself and for her grandmother. Somebody actually took one out of her kitchen too, so she had to replace the one she bought from me several years ago. So my onions, smell delicious. I'll show you those there. That's a little warm. I should have used my shark tool. There we got there. Vegetables are nice and sweated. So some people like to overcook their vegetables. I don't, because that's how you keep all the nutrients in. So they're not mushy. A lot of people do that with asparagus, but they are tender enough that you can actually eat them. And this is also going to continue to cook. So I'm going to add in my tomatoes, and these are fire roasted tomatoes, Rotel. This actual was 10 for $10 versus the Kroger brand, which was $1.50. So sometimes the store brand is more money than the name brand. So just know that. So I also need to add in peppers, the onions. Do you know why we added the onions in a little bit later, even though I added them in earlier?
Because you don't want them to overcook?
Yep. Good job. We got some cooks here. And does anyone know how to choose a garlic bulb?
How?
Basically, it's not like rotten, eaten by insects or anything.
Well, I would take that. So men, most of us were introduced to this type of underwear when we were kids. Heidi Whiteys. Now kids wear boxer briefs and all those different things. So fresh garlic can be told by one, it being very nice and white, just like this ball. And then two, now as you get older and you're wearing tighty whities as men, things start happening, changing. So if it has a little bit of hair at the bottom, you're able to know that it's actually been grown somewhere fresh and is ready for you to take to your kitchen. So this is our infamous garlic press, which we have a new garlic too that I actually forgot I earned with Pampered Chef, and it's inside of my box because I haven't even opened it. But fresh garlic, when you mince it, is going to become more flavorful. If you slice it, it's actually not going to give you the big burst of flavor. And so some people use that as well. Let me take my scraper. So I have put in the onions, peppers, grilled garlic, seasoning, salt, and cook until softened for about 3 minutes. Now, I am actually going to take Old Bay seasoning because I love Old Bay. And I'm going to take the top lid of one of our seasonings, which is about 2 tablespoons. And because I want it to be very strong, I'm actually going to use the whole lid. So that's 2 tablespoons. Now, it says 1 tablespoon, but I want mine to be a little bold. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 tablespoons, replace it, and put it there. Now, the seasoning salt that I used to use come with that little red, the red label Lowry's, but I don't use that anymore because ours, I believe, is better. So got those in there. Let you take a look because you can't see inside of there. I'm actually going to order what we call a gooseneck to allow me to move around just a little bit. So those are done. Boom, boom, boom. All right, starting the tomatoes and the shrimp. So since my shrimp is already done, like I didn't have to devein anything. This shrimp, because it actually is fresh shrimp, it's going to be even more flavorful. But because I put the seasonings in, it has the peppers. Those juices are going to permeate through the, what do you call those things? The shrimp. There we go. All right. So that's for about 3 minutes. And so I'm at 9 minutes right now on my countdown timer. So I will be at 6 minutes. And if you can see the 6 or put your timer on 3 minutes, let me know. All right. So the next thing that we're going to make, ladies and gentlemen, is the grits. Now, if you were watching my live earlier today, I told you that I prefer the old-fashioned grits. When my sister lived in Texas, my mom used to have to send her some grits in the mail. But I love the 5-minute grits. And there's a tool that we have, the ceramic egg cooker, that I use, and it makes perfect grits this evening. And I do it all in the microwave. So, has anyone joined the table new since I have been on this live with y'all?
No.
No, not yet. You can click the link. So whenever you click the link, it's actually going to give you about 9 different cooking styles. And so when you click that link, it's going to then give you a customized tool for yourself, for you in your kitchen. So now it's time for me to pour in the water, and I need 3 cups of boiling water. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, I will say that my kitchen water actually does get to a very hot temperature. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make my grits. And I'm going to use my easy read measuring cup as well. I'm going to let my water get hot just a little bit. Now, a question. How many of you wash your grits?
Nope.
I do not. Wow.
Never heard of such a thing.
Heard of that. Never heard of it.
Well, I'm going to show. Somebody said I did.
Yes, I do.
I do. I rinse mine.
Can you tell them why?
For the starchy, the starch, washing it off. Like that film that you see at the top of it and the bubbles, just to get all the extra.
Ew, and the bugs. Ew.
Yep. So I just take it. I pour it out. And I usually even do that little first layer of grits. So I'm just left with nice, clear grits. You can also do the same thing with rice. So I need to get
do. Especially with rice. Yes, I wash the rice.
Yeah.
So you know where rice grows, right? When I was in Grand Turk,
Right, Patties?
it grows in water. And it's very marshy, like marshland. So that was my 3 cups of water. So that's why we rinse our rice, and you also rinse the grits, because the grits are ground up from the from the wheat, or whatever it is that they make grits with. You know what I'm talking about? You can also use polenta with this as well. If you were choosing to not add, you can add chicken, you can add beef, or you can just do the vegetable. Oh, if you can smell that shrimp, woo! Oh, smell-o-vision would be great. Listen, Pastor, now that I am transitioning to full-time working for Donald, I might have to fly down and come do a live cooking experience for you all. And you all get to do some of this stuff with me.
As long as we get to taste some of that yummy food.
Is you say as long as it's what?
As long as we get to taste some of that yummy food.
Of course, because
I
I
can't
get to
smell
eat
it.
all of this for the rest of the week. So I'm actually going to now put in the grits, which I'm supposed to add in 1 cup of grits. So I actually need to put a little bit more grits in here. Rinse these off just a little bit.
And it looks like you got a 4th teaspoon of salt.
4 teaspoons of salt?
A 4th, 1/4.
Oh, okay. Woo. I was like, woo, this is gonna be some salty grits. So now I have another question for y'all. You can put it in the comments, or you can yell it out loud. Do you use I'm actually using our grinder for that 10 rounds is about 1 teaspoon. So I do that, or I can use a measuring spoon, but no need because I've already pre-measured that out. Do you put salt in your grits or do you put sugar? Big debate.
Salt.
Salt, pepper, and butter.
Come on.
Salt.
Come on. Salt all day.
Salt.
Salt, pepper, and butter. That's right.
I use Old Bay.
You use Old Bay?
Before the week.
So
And some cheese.
Use cheese, yep. So here's a little tip for you for those of you that use butter. And you can use, this is our pan scraper tool, and it comes with each piece of our stoneware, also our rock crock, which I'm not showing you today. But I literally am able to make these indentions onto my butter so that I know what 1 tablespoon of butter actually is whenever I'm using it in my recipe. Now, for those of you that say butter makes everything better, you put the whole thing in there, that's your business and your arteries. So, and y'all know I'm from North Carolina originally. And if you saw recently, Tabitha Brown just shouted out this bakery called Sweet Encounter. It's here in Lansing. She makes gluten-free products. She's also one of my customers. We have a cinnamon and a vanilla that is the best and is only offered 2 times a year. Well, excuse me, 1 time a year, 3 months a year. And so the Tabitha effect happened in Lansing, Michigan. I love pepper. I'll sneeze in a few minutes. So some people like coarse pepper. You know, whenever you go to Olive Garden, they say, you want some pepper on your stuff? They don't ask you how coarse you want it or how small. And so this silicone, which I'm putting on, doing a horrible job because this is the way it's supposed to be. This silicone, 2 minutes. It allows me to put this pot, this is a ceramic pot. It also goes in our microwave, and it also, you can put it inside of the air fryer. So I need to take.
Did you want us to tell you when the 6 minutes are up?
Tell me who?
I think you was you asking to let you know in 6 minutes? Okay, it's still counting down. Okay.
Yes, thank you. That's because I started talking. So this tool right here, we actually can put this in the top of our pot. And what I like to do, especially whenever I'm cooking chicken from frozen to done, I need to get some more mints. I use our baby sharks. So this now is inside of there. And you're able to put your meat on the bottom, or you can put your vegetables on the bottom. If you put the meat on the top rack, it's not going to get a heat sear, but I'm literally going to sit this pot inside of there. And then after I put the rack in, it says cook on fish or seafood for 3 minutes. So I'm going to cancel this. We call it the broccoli tool, which you'll see me do in just a second. Listen up. It likes to sing to let you know that it's done what it's supposed to do. Cook on fish or seafood. I like the shrimp bowl too, yes, the seafood bowl. You can do that in this as well. So the seafood setting is 3 minutes, and I'm going to press that, and it's going to run. It's going to also preheat. It's already hot, but this wonderful tool here, here's a little quick tip for you. My hands got a little messy, but the one thing, I don't have to worry about my cookbooks or anything like getting dirty because I use a gallon-sized bag so that I can see my recipe and it holds it clear. And so This tool right here, it actually has 16 different settings, has a steam release. Steam goes to the left. It also comes with the rack. And as you saw, I had the lid sitting up there. What I'm going to do after this recipe is over is literally press this button. The steam will come up, and that's it. So tonight, what I've done for you all is I've cooked, I've given you a few tips, and you have the opportunity, if you want, to decide to shop. Now, as you heard Stephen say earlier, and also to Stephen, I've been Donald longer than I've been Dr. Donald, but if so you don't ever have to worry about sending me for that. And so, but we have an opportunity for you if you choose to shop today, tomorrow, or the 31st, which today is the 29th, the 30th, or the 31st. Up to 15% of what you purchase will go right back to the organization. They have a lofty goal, and I'm going to help them to reach that goal this year. In addition to that, every purchase, I actually remove a piece of my commission to donate back. And for those of you that like what you saw tonight, and you have friends that you know that either want to learn how to cook, like to have some fun, whether it's via Zoom or via a messenger party that we do for 20 minutes, your ambassadors have done one of those. We actually can have what we call a host rewards party for you so that you're able to then, I'll put it so you can see me. There I go. You're able to then get free products, discounted products, get a kit credit, which is the best product in our catalog, which is currently 24% off in the month of January. We have 4 different launch kits for you. I like to call them dream kits. And you also get free products, half off up to 5 items or sets. And you also get a host spending credit, 40% off bookings, plus $50 in PC when you have 3 bookings, and 10% off for a year. That was a lot just for inviting friends to come party, learn, and do a little something with me. So that's number 1. Can anyone tell me how much this multi-cooker that does 16 things actually goes for normally? I got 2 minutes.
I said $250.
It was $300 and something dollars.
Yep, $2.99. You know, we like to take that dollar off so it don't sound too much. So it's $2.99 is the regular price. This month, we'll just slash $100 off of that. But then if you want to host an event with me, you can get it half off for $99. And this amazing church will receive $3 for each event held with me within the next week and a half. That's for that. Now, so the multi-cooker is actually on sale for purchase until the end of the month for $199. 16 tools replace 8 different appliances, small appliances. I actually have 2 multi-cookers, 2 air fryers, because I'm a little crazy. But all of our accessories that go along with it, mini butt pan, our springform pan, those are all on sale 25% off as well this month. And the simple slicer that I showed you, that is 25% off for $33. And the rapid prep mandolin is $52.50 as well. So that's this month in January. Our catalog is always on sale whenever you host a party or you've been a past host. So those are our specials for this month. Provided you with some good tips. And that's about it. I think.
So Donald, just to be sure that I'm clear and everyone else is clear, in order for us to receive credit for their purchases, the link that we've shared has to be used, correct?
Yes. And if you don't have the link to the party, what I will do is I will give you the link inside of our shop now so that you're able to click directly from there, literally today, and you'll be able to have that link as well.
Okay. So any questions?
Yes, can you talk a little bit about the stoneware, please?
Yes, sir. So our stoneware, for those people that are familiar with the old, this may be a little crazy for you, but our stoneware now allows you may get to see my kitchen too. Our stoneware gives you a product that can actually go into the oven. It can also go on broil, and it can also be preheated. So let me turn my camera so that you can see it. So this right here is our medium stone, which actually is in our dream kit for $38 this month and has $250 worth of products. This is our new updated pan scraper. If you have the new stoneware, it has a little pattern on the bottom. This is unglazed. heat safe in the oven up to 500 degrees, and also broiler safe, preheat safe, and ding, 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 dishwasher safe as well. So you'll be able to see this stone and use any of our stoneware inside of any of your oven devices. I even use my stoneware inside of my, what do we call that thing? Inside of my air fryer, my small bar pan, small stone, I use that as well. So we tell people if it won't roll off, this is a great pan. Our bar pan, which is one of my favorites, is also one that allows you to cook things like meals. So you can do your veggies on one side and you can do your meat on the other. You just want to make sure that food is evenly distributed. But the reason why stoneware cooks so well is that it's made of clay and it evenly distributes the heat. So you'll place food around and through the middle, not and evenly, so that you don't have to worry about it cracking. We also give a 3-year guarantee on stoneware as well. We have glazed stoneware. We have a rock crock, which is a type of stoneware that you can even put on the grill. So our stoneware can also go into the microwave, anywhere except for the stovetop.
All right. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I know it looks like we had at least 5 folks that joined the table since we started the live stream. And what I want to do is to go ahead and wrap up this part of our meeting by dismissing and ending the live stream because we have given everyone the information. And Dr. Donald, feel free to, I know your information is in the table, but feel free to post it again here in the chat as well. We will stay on. And I'm willing to stay on, Dr. Donald, as long as you are able, and those who would like to stay on, maybe you have more questions, feel free to stay on the Zoom, and he'll be at your disposal to answer any questions that you may have. So with that, I do want to thank everyone for joining. I hope and pray that you have learned something new, received something that can help you in better taking care of yourself, transforming and changing your lifestyle, not just something temporary, but something that you can use and take with you along this journey. We all have a lot of work left to do for the body of Christ. There is a specific assignment and purpose that God has given each and every one of you, and our desire is that you fulfill that purpose. So I am going to, before I dismiss, Dr. Barringer, anything else you'd like to say, man, before I dismiss? And again, we're going to stay on for those who want to remain on Zoom. You're on mute. If
again,
go ahead.
So I was speaking. If I have so in my kitchen, I have 3 different devices streaming at different times, and so I was speaking to them. But all the prize winners, you all will actually receive your prize. I will message you whether you're on the table, or I'll contact Pastor Stephen as well. So there we go. Look, you got my broom. Oh, and it's actually done.
Just in time.
So I'm looking at the link here. Which of the links do I click to join the table there? I thought I saw 3 links.
Yep. So the tape. So if you click on the last link that I sent you, you actually will see an event link called Table there, or you can click on the one that's up in the chat if you were able to get it there. And if not, I can repost it.
Yeah, so I just clicked on it. Yeah, you got it. Yep. I just clicked on it. This is what it will pop up. Move this back over here.
Yep. So if you go down at the bottom and scroll on that page, you will see event link, event page.
Oh, okay.
And that takes you to the table.
Okay. All right. So again, this fundraiser is going to run through January 31st. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook or text me, or Donald as well. If you have any questions, we'll be available as well after we disconnect tonight. But again, we're going to remain on for those who may have some additional questions on some of the products. All right, let me go ahead and pray. Yep.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you
Donald.
so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, doc. Appreciate it. Thanks, doctor.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to be sure everybody show you some love here before I dismiss.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. It is my pleasure. And we say a thing called pampered, not perfect, because guess what I forgot to put in this recipe?
What was that?
My sausage. But it's all right.
hey, we ain't tasting that batch, but when you come down, just don't forget the sausage when you make it again.
It's all right. I'll make me an omelet in the morning with that. So, hold on. No, tomorrow I teach. So there won't be any omelet making in the morning. It'll be tomorrow evening. There we go.
So what I told Donald was that this was one of the healthiest forms of shrimp and grits that I've seen made. So, again, sometimes it's not necessarily all the time what we eat. Sometimes it's how we make it. So again, preferably you all have learned something and can take something away from this today. All right, let me go ahead and pray. Dismiss. God, we just thank you, Lord, for the study on this evening. Thank you for an opportunity to raise funds for the kingdom of God and all those brothers and sisters, families and friends, Lord, who've joined and who will see this, Lord. Maybe they will see the recording, catch it sometime in the future. God, I just pray that something has been shared that will help us all along our journey. God, as we continue to draw closer to you, I pray that we will all be mindful that our bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, that you dwell within us, God, and that, Lord, you've created us to worship you and to honor you with our temples. So, God, may we keep that in mind as we continue to live and grow and learn. Thank you for Dr. Barringer, God, for him taking time out of his schedule to share with us, Lord. I pray that you would continue to keep him and cover him, God, and bless him in all that his hands find to do, God, and all the endeavors that you have in front of him, God. I pray over every single individual that's on this line that each of them, God, will continue to seek your face to better understand what their calling is, God, and what you're leading them to do, to step out on faith, Lord, because this is truly a faith walk and a faith journey. So right now, God, we give you honor and we give you glory for another opportunity just to gather together in your name to share what we've learned, to hear and to listen and to receive. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Until we come together again, we're going to stop the live stream. But those who would like to stay on Zoom, feel free to stay on to ask any questions you may have. Take care. God bless y'all.